Hello? Hello, hello? Hello? Void Moths, this is your first stream? That's exciting. Hello? Hello, hello? Hello? Waiting for some people to just like stream on in a little bit more. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? It's a nice Friday. Usually I do video games on Friday. I haven't. Next week we get back to Nuzlocke, I promise. We'll be returning to the three heroes of our grand Nuzlocke adventure. But for now, so super special fun stream. I'm very excited to talk about the designs for Reverse Fates, because I like talking about designs, obviously. I talk about them often. But you might have noticed I don't have a character model here. I'm empty. Must have forgotten to turn that one on. Oh, don't worry. It's I changed some things a little bit. You might not even notice it. It's such a small change. You won't even notice it. So so like I said, small change to my design. No one would probably notice though if I didn't mention it. It's like when you get your hair cut, and no one notices unless you mention it, and then they go, "Oh yeah, you do look different, huh?" So yes, hooray! Oh my god, I've been waiting to show this off for like 2 weeks. If it looks familiar, then you probably are familiar with the amazing, beautiful Allison Are, the bestest, coolest person who's beautiful and perfect and amazing. Allison also made Twins' model. She's done a couple of models for Twins for her streams, which you should watch. You should watch Twins' streams. They're very fun. I love her. She's a very fun person. But yeah, she made one for me. I didn't even ask. She just did it because she likes me. She likes me and we're best friends, and she made this for me. And it's so cool. I've never used, like, this is the first time I'm debuting it, and so I figured now would be a great time to, like, crash course how this works in case there's anything I need to adjust and stuff. I've been fiddling with it for like 2 weeks to see if everything works right, like adjusting the eyes and stuff. The eye is the best. It's such a cool. Look how cool my eye is. I can see you, and I can lean in closer and see you. It's so pretty. Look how pretty. She's so talented. God, Allison's like the coolest person ever. It's not in the description now. Once stream is over, I will update the description and have all of her links and stuff, because she's so cool, and you should check out all the things she does. Isn't Twins my sister? Yes, we are twins. Can't you tell? We look exactly like each other. But yeah, it's the only thing that I worry about this model, and it's not the model. It's not Allison's work. Allison's flawless. She's a perfect goddess walking among us mere mortals. It's my glasses. So I wear glasses. I've mentioned it a couple of times. When I take them off, you can tell. I just took them off, my eye like pops open. And then when I put them back on, I get like sleepy eyes. So trying to find a nice balance between glasses off me and glasses on me has been the thing I've been fiddling around with the most. But I think I got it to like work pretty good. Sometimes it thinks I'm blinking when I'm not blinking, and I think it's a wombo combo of both my glasses obscuring my eyes, and also I just kind of have like naturally kind of narrow eyes, you know? I'm a bit like Brock from Pokemon, I suppose. Here, so let's show off the whole model. First of all, Allison said she gave me titty physics, so my titties move, so that's fun. She also, look at all the details with my hair. Wow, look at my hair. I'm so pretty. Oh my god, I can't stop staring at myself because I'm so beautiful. I can't move my arms, no. But let me just move me up a little bit so you can get a look at the tootses. Let's get me up a little bit more. You see that? My tail moves. Look at my tail moving. She figured out like tail physics for my tail. It's crazy. Isn't she like the coolest person in the world? She's so talented. she's like the most talented person in the universe. I can't believe how amazing she is, right? She's so cool. I love her. Oh, God, I just love her so much. Wee. Yeah, I would scroll out to show you like a full body picture. But the scroll wheel on my mouse doesn't work. Hasn't worked for quite a while. I in fact ripped out the like rubber part for the scroll wheel. I ripped that out like last year. So I can't I'll see if I can find like a manual button way of doing that later. I'll also make a special like full like GIF image to post onto Twitter to show off the whole outfit and everything. Maybe I'll ask Allison to help me with that. So yeah, this is this nice crash course stream to reveal. Surprise! This is the big surprise, is that I move. I live like a person. I'm not a singular PNG with a blinking animation and a mouth open ability. Alrighty, so without further ado, I guess let's dive into the actual fun stuff. Bam! RWBY Reverse Fates. Yippee! I made a PowerPoint. I made a PowerPoint because I figured this was it would be the easiest way to show everything off. I didn't realize you could see the like undeleted text boxes behind. It's only on this first one. I didn't think it would show up. Whoops. Okie dokie. Alrighty, let's dive right in. Is everyone excited? I'm so excited. Oh, now that I have like full body, you'll be able to see every time I look down at my keyboard to hit the button, because I don't have the buttons on my keyboard memorized. Okay, first off, I could also lean out of the way if I need to. Team Orange. So RWBY was the first one I designed, obviously. RWBY's like a good like beginning point to start the concept of like RWBY in general, you know? Like once I got her down, it was easy to figure out everyone else around her. Oh, don't forget to stay hydrated. That's what I look like when I'm staying hydrated. Drinking my watermelon-flavored Monster. Yum, 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 yum. Like, comment, and subscribe as you stay hydrated. So yeah, RWBY. So first, the most notable thing with RWBY that I didn't want her to be too different, because her reversed fate isn't that different from normal RWBY. It's more like... I wanted her to kind of be like the Control, you know, like when you're doing a science experiment. RWBY's basically the same, it's just the circumstances around her that are different. But because Summer's still alive in this version, I knew I wanted to do the inverse Summer cape for RWBY, where the inside is white and the outside is red, versus Summer's cape where the outside is white and the inside is red. It was just like a nice, simple, but noticeable difference from canon RWBY with the all-red cape, you know? But also, I drink Monster because I am a monster. That's how it works. It's the law. But also, so with the pink on RWBY, I wanted her to still keep, like, primarily the darker palette, like her boots and her skirt and everything. I still wanted it to look like Ruby Rose that we recognize. But I decided to go with pink as her primary shirt color because it's red and white mixed together. It's the red of RWBY and the white of Summer, because Summer, her primary color is actually kind of white, with red being a secondary color. Mix that together, becomes pink. And I wanted that to be, like, not only the white in the back of the cape, to, like, highlight that Summer is more of a prominent element in her life, but also incorporating the pink into her design. It also makes her stand out a lot. Hi, Marie! Nice to see you! Also, making it pink means she matches Neo. I wasn't, too worried about making sure everybody matches with everything, but there are a couple of neat elements here or there, I'll bring them up when they happen. But yeah, pink meant she matches Neo more. It's obviously not Neo's shade of pink, but, you know, color association and whatnot. I also wanted RWBY to have a t-shirt because I wanted her to look extraordinarily comfortable. Like, because she has a comfortable life. She doesn't have the life where her mother died and she's sad. Her life's pretty decent. So having it just be a normal t-shirt where her arms are a bit more exposed, I felt like displayed the more, like, chill nature that she has. Her life is more chill than canon RWBY has, you know? So, that was RWBY. Also, the silver eyes. That was one thing. I was thinking about it because I was thinking about Mercury and how he has gray eyes. I changed it in Reversed Fates, so he also is a silver-eyed warrior. But the fact that you couldn't tell at a glance who does or doesn't have silver eyes. It's actually, I've been working on writing more design shorts because I'm running out of the batch I made. And one of them is about the Hound. And I think the Hound, when we revealed the Hound's face, the human face within the Hound, I did not register that he had silver eyes. It took until like the second or third viewing of the episode for me to realize his eyes were also silver. Because not only is the silver eyes not very prominent, there's so much going on in his face, in his big face reveal to begin with. So the colors of his eyes didn't really, like, stand out to me. Especially because we've seen several other characters with gray or near gray eyes. So it doesn't pop as much as it should. So making the pupils white means that there's never any question, you know? Not only is it really easy to recognize, but also, like, you can't sit there and be like, is that person a silver-eyed? Like, I remember there was a lot of theories about Coco potentially being a silver-eyed warrior, because her eyes are also kind of gray, but I'm pretty sure it's confirmed that she's not. So, you know, making the pupils white made it just so much easier. And also now, if people can pay attention, and we'll see that there are other silver-eyed warriors, like Mercury in Reversed Fates, or Yuma in Reversed Fates, without someone having to sit there and say it out loud, you know? So, that's fun. Yum, 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 yum. Watermelon. So, let's dive into Oscar. Oscar was one of the harder ones, because he only has the one real design to work with, inspiration-wise. It's his farmer outfit, and then the one huntsman outfit he has, you know? So, trying to come up with something for Oscar that looked similar to who he is, but also felt different was, not easy? I decided to, like, lean into, like, the cravat type deal. That's the biggest thing. We'll see if I remember this moving forward, but my biggest thing was I wanted, as he progresses as a character, he'll open up more. I wanted him to feel like very closed off, like it's kind of strangling him, you know? Like it's surrounding his neck area kind of a little bit. It's the strangling of being Ozpin's successor type deal. So, but other than that, Oscar, green, green farm boy, that was mostly it. That was the primary thing. Not every character has, like, amazing ideas sewn into the incorporation of their designs. It's mostly just, if I were to give them a new outfit, what would it be? I wanted more green, you know, in his, like, green with, like, one accent color, and I landed on this, like, reddish brown, because it matches Jean's shoes, as you can see, and also RWBY's reds, to a degree. Like, it's not a one-to-one, but green was the primary thing. I wanted him to, like, really be in the green, so he has lots of greens on him. And then Jean. Jean, if you've seen Fixing RWBY, you might recognize that I've taken inspiration from their current version of Jean, the volumes 6 through 6. No, just 6. The current version of Jean in Fixing RWBY. He has this also a similarly blue, like, top with white sleeves kind of deal. I really like it. I think it's cool. I think it's a really nice design that like leans into the sort of like Joan of Arc-esque inspiration for him. But I wanted him to also look very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, proper, I guess is the word I want. Like, normal Jean is casual. I wanted my version of Jean to look more like done up, you know? Like he has my Jean is much more purpose driven, and so having him be more like tightly put together, you know, without the hoodie and the jeans, it's rather medieval, I admit, but I wanted that. I wanted to lean into his like religion, Joan of Arc inspirations a lot more. I also wanted him to be way less armored, you know? So, like, he has armor on his knees for the praying. Because when you pray, you're on your knees a lot, so you got the knee pads to make the praying easier. But the idea is, I wanted him to be much less armored, because the idea is his reversed fate is that he unlocked his semblance early, you know, rather than in the canon show where he unlocks his semblance much later. This version, he unlocked it early, and he really throws himself into what his semblance is, healing people, specifically. So, his idea is, like, to always be on the move, so he can always be, like, catching up to people who need to heal, who needs his healing abilities. Big, heavy armor is gonna slow him down, you know? So I wanted him to be much more, like, free and flexible to make up for that. That's why I changed his weapon to be the riot shield. I didn't want to change too many characters' weapons around, or change semblances, for example, you know? I wanted to keep it kind of close to the show. But... yeah, everyone coming in, this is my new model. I'll have all the link. Allison made it. She's so cool and pretty. Allison's just the bestest. I love her. But yeah, so because I made Jean much less armored, I wanted him to still have as much protection. Because yeah, if you're going to be running into the front lines to heal people, you need to make sure that you don't get hurt yourself. The idea is Jean's not too worried about his own health, he cares about other people's health, but to keep himself protected in these situations, I was like, I need to give him a better shield. So I gave him the riot shield instead of his normal one. So, yippee! I think that's about it for Team Orange. Oh, I didn't even touch on Neo. Neo, it's just Neo. It's Neo, a doll. Like a doll. That's what I was thinking. Like a classic vintage doll. Like, Resident Evil Village. Angie. Donna and Angie, the doll, Angie, but not a demon doll. I wanted Neo to have very much like doll vibes, you know, because she plays dress up because of her semblance and everything. In my version, her semblance isn't that advanced yet, which is exciting, because that means that her semblance has room to grow and evolve. So that'll be fun. It was also fun because then I get to play around with her changing her hair color a lot. This is gonna sound so backwards, but my favorite character to write dialogue for is Neo. Because incorporating her semblance or her physical mannerisms to display what she means to say, like I can always default to her typing out what she means to say on her phone or whatever, but using just, like, her semblance and her body and her physicality to get a point across is so fun. It's so interesting. It makes you really realize, like, communication isn't just words. And I think lots of times, me included, every writer does this. We tend to default to the words being said. The body motions of a character is just as important, you know? So, and Neo's a great character to play around with that concept. I love it. Okie dokie, let's move forward with Yang's currently unnamed team. I've really, really appreciated, in, like, the early episodes, a bunch of people were throwing around, like, ideas of what team names were going to be, and because Yang's team is the only one that doesn't have an official name yet, I still see people theorizing what their team name is. They do have one. It just hasn't been revealed yet. It'll be revealed in the first episode of Volume 2. Some people have already guessed what it is. It's very exciting. But yeah, Yang's currently unnamed team. They were the hardest ones to draw. 100%. 1,000,000%. It's not the hardest to come up with, like, design-wise. It was actually pretty easy to come up with their designs. But just because they all have all these little bits and bops and tiny little details everywhere, and there's a reason for that. So a long while ago, you might have seen a tweet from me where I had a picture of Raven, and I had circled her, like, tummy area, and I was like, can someone tell me what this article of clothing is called? And to everyone who commented, it's a sash, I appreciate you. You were technically not wrong. It is technically a sash. What I was looking for was the specific word, which is apparently called an obi. Raven is wearing something called an obi sash. I wanted to look it up because I wanted the bandits to have clothes similar to Raven. Because Raven's outfit is so cool. It's an obi sash mixed with kind of samurai armor stuff, and it's so cool. She's such a cool looking character, and it was massively disappointing. Soul-crushingly disappointing. When we finally met her tribe in Volume 5, and they all just look like random, run-of-the-mill losers, just like the most generic bandit designs you can think of. Crazy. So dumb. So I really wanted to, like, lean into Raven's design concepts. So I looked up a lot of, like, formal Japanese wear and samurai armor stuff. And that kind of became the basis of what all of their designs ended up being. Nora's my favorite. Because I'm so in love. Oh my god, the pattern. The pattern on her top where it's like sakura flowers, but also the petals are hearts. It's the cutest thing. I popped off with that one. I was texting everybody. I was messaging everyone and being like, look at how cute this outfit is. I made this. I also had to come up with a name for Raven's tribe, because they just call it the tribe. But the implication is that, like, there's multiple tribes in Mistral, you know? So just calling it the tribe kind of implies, like, it's the only one. So I had to come up with a name for it. I landed on the Black Wing tribe, because, you know, lean into the Raven thing. So as for their designs, I'll go from left to right. I'll start with Vernal. Vernal was the hardest. Vernal was uniquely hard to come up with, because her, like, in-canon outfit gives me nothing to work with, you know? It's like I said, just so generic bandit. So what I wanted to do was lean into, because her reversed fate is she's actually the Spring Maiden, rather than being the fake Spring Maiden. So I wanted to lean into the spring colors. So I went with the greens and like reds to complement, like, kind of floral idea. Once I got that figured out, the rest of it kind of came pretty easily. This pattern on her shirt was initially going to be like a vest, like a flowy vest, but then it felt very, very bulky. It's already a kind of bulky, multi-layered design. Adding a vest wasn't doing anything, so I made it a pattern instead. That's a big thing to do. If you're like, I like this shape language, but I don't want more clothes, see if you can't incorporate that shape language into a pattern instead, you know? Yeah, next is Yang. Oh, also Vernal's eyes. I had to come up with Vernal's aura color, because we never see it in the show. So because she's the maiden, her aura, the flames of the character's eye, I see this a lot. It's not your eye color that becomes the flames of your eyes when you're a maiden. It's your aura color. The problem is, every maiden we've seen, their eyes are the same color as their aura. So I was wondering if I should just do that, but I really didn't want her to have the blue aura like her eyes are. So I went with green. A nice light green to almost match her eye color, but still green, because, you know, the Winter Maiden should have blue, right? Yeah, next is Yang. Yang was the first thing I knew immediately. I wanted her hair to be tied up. Down hair Yang is a girl who has a good life with a dad who loves her and a healthy relationship with her family. Yang with her hair up is a girl who means business. And also I really like incorporating the detail in her top, like her hair tie right here, like these feathers, very much mimicking Raven. Because Raven also has her hair up, so I wanted, a lot of Yang is wanting to live up to Raven's expectations, and I wanted that to really get displayed in her design, with her hair especially. Thank you, Marmo. Allison made it. I'll link to her in the description once the stream's over. The rest of Yang, I wanted yellow in the details, but I actually wanted her primary colors to be dark, like Raven again, like the dark gray in her tank top and her pants. Look, to be as close to Raven as she can be, but still be Yang. That was my challenge. Oh, if you since we have all the characters lined up, you're gonna notice that I don't know how to draw shoes. I really just slap random things on there. Random patterns and stuff. I can't draw shoes. I don't design shoes. I don't know how. I do my best. I like that Yang's hair accessory adds white. She does have the 4 RWBY colors. That is true. I didn't, intentionally do that, but it does, it works. It works surprisingly well. Yeah, Allison did make Twins' design. She's the best person. She's the best person in the world. Oh my god. She's the sweetest. I love her. I love her so much. Mercury. Let's jump into Mercury. Mercury, I took a lot of inspiration from, the outfit that he's wearing when Cinder first meets him in the flashback. Who's Allison? My best friend. I refer to her as my sister lots of times. We're not actually related, but I love her a lot. She's our best friend. She also is Twins' roommate currently. We used to all be roommates, but I moved out a while ago. What was I saying? Yeah, Mercury. I wanted him to look a lot like the way he looked when Cinder first found him in Volume 3. I did change some, at least color palette wise. I made his pants different. But I then put that orange of his original pants into the leather band, guard shield armor thing he's wearing. Someone asked me on Twitter once, what is all this? It's armor. If you ever don't know what it is, it's armor stuff. It's bands and straps and stuff for armor. The green, the splash of green in his armor as well to help tie him to Vernal a little bit. They all wear dark gray. They all have grays in them, which is what ties them together as a unit. So even though they don't all get along, they all have, they will get along for the sake of their mission. And I wanted there to be kind of a homogeneity with their designs in that regard. So the darker grays, and also it helped match the idea of the aesthetic of the Blackwing tribe, So yeah, Mercury. Also the yellows, they all have yellow in their design as well. Yang, Mercury, and Nora have yellow. Vernal doesn't. So the yellow was to tie these 3 together because they are friends, and Vernal was kind of an outlier. But this light green is close enough to almost match. So she's not opposed to them or anything, but she is noticeably slightly out of the group compared to these 3, So, splashes of yellow. The most fun part was showing off Mercury's legs. So in the show, he covers up his legs. It's a tactical move on his part, which I understand. It is cool, but I wanted to have his full legs shown off. Not only is the most interesting element of his character design-wise, but also, in my mind, he can't, he has the metallic legs, but it's not the same as the legs he has in the show. Because they're from the bandit tribe, they would have different access to machinery, things like this, so it might not be as oh, like as detailed, as delicate as the Cannon Mercury's legs. So instead, like this like hook area on his heel, you see that? That's where the bullets would come out of. And if he's wearing pants, it would just destroy his pants, right? So like having them be, and like they spark up and they glow. If he just wore pants, they would get ruined. So having him like expose his legs works because of the way I've redesigned his legs and to match the bandit aesthetic, and it makes him look more interesting, just in general. Stay hydrated! Woo! Okie dokie. And then Nora. Nora, I love it, but also I hate it because it's so complex. Redrawing her is so challenging. And she's in that big old fight at the end of the volume, and it was the hardest thing. It's the flower crown. Because I really wanted her to, like, accessorize. Because it's still Nora, you know? She's still cute and fun and wants to have fun, and so having accessories that would still match the bandit tribe aesthetic would be, like, I wanted that to happen, so the flower crown ended up working out best. But golly, it is hard to draw. Over and over again, every single time. Jeez. But yeah, a lot of Nora is just the grays of her design to like match with Mercury's grays, the grays of the tribe. A little detail. I didn't draw it well, but her emblem would be on her armor piece right here, on the center of her like armor element. I don't know what it would, leather. It would be her emblem. I didn't draw it very good. I just made it like a generic lightning bolt. But that's the idea. I'm not too married to the idea of having their emblems in their design every single time. Not even the show is too married to that idea. But if I could incorporate it, I tried, you know. And this was the one where I really tried. So yeah. That's them. That's Yang's currently unnamed team. I could always make a translucent layer, so then you mainly just have to trace the stuff you want to on Nora. Yes. It's because it's more, it's not so much the pattern, it was all of it. There's a lot of extra details. When I was drawing, like, the individual pictures, kind of like a comic book of the combat choreography from the final, volumes fight, you know, just a lot of extra little bits and bops to remember with Nora. So, you love my Mercury? I do too. I'm gonna humble brag. I saved this character. I took this and the character and did more for him than the show ever did. And I tell you what, I have big exciting plans for him for Volume 2. I'm so excited. I've already started working on Volume 2. I know how the whole volume's gonna play out. I've written the first 3 episodes? 2.5? 3? I'm unsure. So, that's exciting. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Oh, I guess while I'm here, I have another fun announcement to make. Do you remember last year when I had an upload every day throughout the month of October, and I reviewed the first 3 volumes of RWBY, an episode a day? I'm doing that. I'm doing that again. But it's volumes 4 and 5 this time. And also the character trailers from volumes 4 and 5 as well. So that's gonna be fun. Lots of RWBY throughout October. Yippee! Okay, dokie. Let's move on to the next team. Yay! Team Posey! So many people struggled with Posey's name. I didn't even realize. I thought for sure everyone would be like, yeah, that's Posey. Like the flower. Like posies. Like the flower. But nope, people struggle with it. But that's fine. It's fine. We all make mistakes. It gives it personality, you know? The only person actively keeping RWBY alive? It feels like it. Jeez Louise. The only one. I'm the only one who still cares. And I knew that would end up happening too. All the like people who were like, once the show's over, these evil critics won't even talk about it anymore. And here I am being like, I'm gonna make a whole AU and review an episode every single day for October. Yay! Okay, so let's talk about Team Posey. So similar thing. So remember what I said with Yang's team about how they all matched and Vernal didn't? That was another big thing with here, but much more intentionally. They all have warm colors, specifically orange. Like orange and darker grays in their design. Penny's orange hair and her pants, you know, the orange and yellow accents for Cinder, her red as well, dark details, orange in her bow and her shoes, dark details, and then Weiss is the complete opposite. She's blue and white, which are the opposites of the color wheel from orange and black. And it's because she is an outlier. She distances herself from her own team. She does not like them. She competes. She sees them as her adversaries for the beginning of the story. So it was very intentional that they all matched and she didn't. A lot of people were questioning why I put her in so much blue when I often complain that her signature color is supposed to be white and they put her in too much blues. And I do agree. The thing is, two things. First, I wanted her to match Willow a lot. So, like, the purple in her design is meant to match Willow's shades of purple. She very much like there's a theme of taking after your mom, you know, being inspired by your mom in Reversed Fates. Well, I talked about it with Yang, and Summer still being alive. Like, mothers are important in this one. Maybe there's a reason we haven't seen Blake's mother yet. Ooh, secrets. The future. But also, the other thing is, yeah, her signature color is white, but she's still aligning herself with her family's ideals and morals. So, and her family is blue, like this icy blue. The Schnee umbrella is icy blue. Weiss, her color is white. Schnee in general is blue, and that's why she has so much blue on her. Theoretically, as she continues to, like, if she was to distance herself from her family, I would have her incorporating more and more white into her design. Basically the opposite of how they do it in the show, with all the dang blues she wears. Alright. Yeah, I wanted her to look very regal, very demure. Very, what is that thing that people are saying now? Very demure, very mindful. So lots of, like, details, like the jewelry, the gems, but also I wanted the gems to feel reminiscent of dust. That's why Ilya also has, like, these crystals on her belt. They're dust crystals. But I also wanted them here because her rainbow, you know? Ilya's the rainbow. Ilya Amatola, which I found out. I've been saying it wrong this whole time. I've been calling her Ilya Amalita, and that's wrong. The dyslexia has screwed me over. I've been reading her whole name wrong. Amatola means rainbow, so I wanted to, like, tie as many rainbow colors into her look as I could without it being, like, garish, you know? So having it be dust crystals on her belt was a cool, simple way to execute that idea. And then, like, the opal on her necklace, because her parents' dust shop is called Opal Industries, because opals are every color, like the rainbow. And I was so pleased with myself when I came up with that one. Cinder was easy. Cinder has so many designs, it's easy to take inspiration for coming up with your own Cinder outfits. And yeah, it was a lot of that. I wanted the red and the yellow and the heels. And Cinder was pretty easy to come up with. And then Penny was also pretty easy, very similar to what she already wears. The most important detail is her bow is now green rather than pink. And also, she doesn't have a big ahoge in this version. Not for any particular reason, I just didn't really think about it. I don't really... Like, I'm not opposed to the ahoge. I don't usually do that kind of thing. in my designs, especially how big Penny's ahoge is. So that's the biggest difference with my version of Penny. Very similar to their in-show counterparts, you know? Like even if outside the structure of Reversed Fates, I could just be like, here's outfits for these characters. And everyone would be like, yeah, those are the characters. These could be outfits they could theoretically wear in the show, you know? Stay hydrated. Watermelon monster. Yum, 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 yum. But the fun thing with Team Posey, warm variations of their outfits. It's so cool. Oh my god. So yeah. The way I designed everyone, I wanted to be able to, like, give them outfit variations as easily. Ahoge, do people not know what that is? It's the, like, big forelock on the top of your hair. Like, one extra hair piece that sticks upright, you know? Like Penny in the original show. She has a very big forelock that sits upright, usually right on her bangs, you know? It's called an ahoge. I'm pretty sure, at least. So yeah, I wanted, the way I designed the characters, I wanted to be able to change out their outfits easily, because I was thinking about how disappointing it was in Volume 9, how they didn't take their, like, warm weather accessories off while in the Ever After. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, it's probably just how they modeled the characters. You know, they would probably have to completely remodel the characters for something like that, and they probably just didn't have the time or money to do so. But I found it disappointing, because I remember, like early RWBY, they would change things up every now and then, and so I wanted to be able to easily give them different outfits. So, warm weather variations of their outfits. And it's very simple stuff. Like, Penny's sleeves just get shorter. Weiss, it's the same thing. She just takes off her purple tights and she has a jacket that she's wearing. She changes out the, like, accessories on her neck and wrists to still, like, match visually the, like, idea of the original. But yeah, she just takes the jacket off. Cinder just rolls up her sleeves and changes her tank top to be more low cut, you know? And then I'll lean out of the way so you can see Ilya. Yeah, she just rolls up her sleeves and also takes off her own tights as well. So, very easy. It was very much, I came up with both of their, like, cold variations and warm variations at the same time while I was designing them. Because I wanted it to be very practical, you know? Like, very, like, oh, of course, we're going to a warm climate. I'll roll my sleeves up, you know? So, very fun. Super fun. Really, really love how all these characters turned out. And then Team Boom, who I think, someone asked me yesterday which one's my favorite. I think it's all of Team Boom. Blake especially, but Team Boom, really, they just came above and beyond, right? They're so cool looking. We'll start with Blake. I don't even know how I did this. I feel like I came up with this design a long time ago, or at least, like, parts of it that I've slowly incorporated throughout various Blake designs I've come up with over the years to land on this one. Making her primary accent color purple was a stroke of genius, because I didn't want it to be white, you know, but I still wanted the white to, like, be her shoes, to, like, so her legs stand out when she's moving and fighting, but I wanted her primary accent color to be purple, because it's Blake. It's not, you know, Blake wears white so she can help match RWBY and Weiss and Yang in the original show. I wanted Blake to be very centered on just Blake, so she's whole purple, lots of purple. Another fun thing, a lot of Blake's outfit is just things I've stolen from Canon, Kali, and Gira. Like, what's up, JoJo? Thank you, I appreciate it. Like, so these shoes are just Gira's shoes. Gira doesn't wear high heels, but this pattern with the, like, paw inspiration, this is Gira. Gira wears this. I stole Gira's shoes. Hello, Taki. Hi. Lots of people coming in and saying hi. So yeah, I stole Gira's shoes and gave them to his daughter. And also this belt, I stole this belt from Kali because I really liked that Kali had a belt accessory to feel reminiscent of a tail. And I really wanted that, so I stole it. I stole her parents' outfits and reincorporated them into her design. Because I really like her parents' outfits, and if you really like something, steal their ideas, because that's how it works. That's how good design works. Yum, yum, yum. Alright. Sun, I didn't change Sun too much. A part of me is kind of disappointed with it, but also I wanted it to feel like still classic Sun, you know? The primary thing was giving him the tiger stripe shirt. This is an idea I've had for years and years and years. A classic, you know, and it's just because Sun Wukong, the character in the story, wears a tiger pelt. So bam. It's basically exactly the same as what Sun wears in the show, only there's a slight extra detail to help make him feel a little bit closer to his fairy tale inspiration. Bam. Easy. Simple. I also gave him slightly bigger ears than most characters, because I wanted him to have, like, monkey-esque ears. Like, I know his animal trait is his tail, but I just wanted to lean into the monkey idea more, because I like monkeys. No cat earrings? Not yet, but dang, they are cute. They are, that is such, it's because I thought about it, but the thing is, Blake is so, like, practical. She's so, like, single-minded. She's not gonna sit there and be like, I need my accessories and details. You know, so maybe later. Maybe she'll grow to have some, but we'll see, because it's so cute. Animal characters having, like, earrings on their animal ears is the coolest thing ever. Alrighty. And then the Malachite twins. Malachite twins, like, both designing them and coming up with their personalities, I kind of just got to go ham. It's a bit like Vernal. Like, they're so minimal in the show that I could kind of just come up with whatever I wanted to. We didn't get to see their semblances in the first season, but we will get to see them in the second season, so that's gonna be exciting. I gave them both the same length hair. In the canon show, Milsha has shorter hair. I didn't. I forgot. It wasn't, like, an intentional thing that I gave them the long hair on purpose. I just had actually forgotten that she had shorter hair. She has so many other things going on. I just always I always thought it was the same length as Melanie's. I know, like, it shouldn't be. But also I liked them, like, matching each other a lot more, having the same hairstyle still. So, that was fun. Lots of things is just their outfits are mirrors of each other, which I thought was exciting. Like, they're both wearing the same kind of vest, but with slightly different details. Hers is opened up, hers is closed shut. She's showing off her arms and wearing tights on her legs. She's wearing, like, a nice breezy thing on her arms instead. The biggest thing was, like, where their weapons would attach to. So, she has claws, so, like, I gave her these crazy kind of wrist things, and the idea is, like, she would attach it to these wrists to, like, wield her claws. So then she could take them off and just have them as an accessory. And with Melanie as well, it's like these things on her knees, that's where her leg blades would attach to. So, again, like something you can attach and detach for convenience. So, that was, yeah, they were fun. I really, they're so pretty. They turned out so pretty, especially Melanie. So, it was, the characters that don't have a lot of, like, in-universe, characterization are the ones that I get to play around with the most, and that can be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I also wanted them to kind of match with Sun a little bit. Like, Sun's tiger stripe helps him to match the twins with their accessories. Like, she got a dash of red here, and obviously Milsha wears a lot of red. But also then their black hair helps to tie them into Blake. I wanted them to feel like they matched. Like, this team gets along very well. And I wanted that to kind of get across with their designs. So that was fun. And also, they get their, like, sneaky bad guy variations. Which, similarly, again with Blake, with the Malachi twins is it's just they're the same thing but reversed. Like it's the same pattern, but the white and red on them is reversed. So mirroring each other, that's fun. And then another little detail is that Blake and Sun, their masks have different patterns on them. Because I think that's such a cool and underutilized element of the show proper, you know? Where, like, we only see 3 characters with wholly distinct masks. Adam's mask, obviously. Ilya has a unique mask for herself. And then the lieutenant from Volume 2, the dude with the chainsaw. They all have very unique masks. And so I really like the idea of the higher-ranking White Fang members having unique masks for themselves. So I just wanted to play around with that a little bit. It's nothing crazy, you know, just the patterns are slightly different, but, you know, enough to be like, oh, hey, look at that. They have unique masks, you know? That's fun. Critter, is Sun blonde Josuke? I don't know who that is. Is that someone from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Since their last name isn't Joestar, I'm guessing not. Alrighty. So yeah. And then Team Persevere. Yay! Okay, so I said Blake was my favorite design that I came up with. Emerald is a big contender for that as well. I adore how she turned out. I especially love the short hair. Oh, it is from JoJo. I love how her short hair looks. She's so pretty. Look at how friggin' pretty this girl is. Oh my god. So she hasn't been in, Team Persevere is not in Volume 1 very much. It's very, like minor background characters, basically. I thought about giving them more prominence, but I figured I already have all 4 of the main teams to develop. I should keep the focus on them for now. And then now that we're entering Volume 2, we're going to see Team Persevere a lot more. So they'll get to be in the spotlight a lot more moving forward, now that we've gotten to know the 4 main teams much more prominently. Here's a fun fact. Originally, so when Yang's team infiltrates Ozpin's office at the end of the volume, originally, my idea was that they would fight Team Persevere. And so you would get a fight between Yang, Vernal, Nora, Mercury versus Pyrrha, Emerald, Velvet Wren. Because they land right then and there, and I was like, oh, cool, and then I can show off their abilities. But then I was like, no, I should keep it to just the main 4 teams. And then I realized I had no real conclusion to Team Posy's team, like, story arc. They weren't doing anything in the finale. And so I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? Yang's team needs to fight Persevere, and then, you know, Blake and Ruby's teams are doing the stuff at the pier with Torchwick. What is Posy's team gonna do? And I was like, idiot, get rid of Team Persevere and have them fight Team Posy. That's way better. And so, yeah, your first idea is hardly your best idea, and that's why if anyone says it's planned from the beginning, they're probably a bad writer. Because the things you plan from the beginning are not always good ideas. Having Yang's team fight Weiss and her team is so much better, because they're main characters, and it makes much more sense. Of course Weiss's team is gonna jump to fighting once they see some strangers hiding sneakily in the office. They just had an assassination attempt on them. Of course they're gonna think it's the assassins. So it all just worked out much better once I changed that element. So, yeah, unfortunately, Team Persevere did not get a lot to do in Volume 1, but we'll see them a lot more in Volume 2, which is exciting. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so since we haven't gotten to see much of them in the volume, we don't really have a good sense of what their reversed fates are, yet, at least. I can, it's not like a spoiler or anything. You could probably presume what their reversed fates are. Like, you know, Emerald and Mercury's reversed fates are very much side effects of Cinder's reversed fate. Cinder's reversed fate is that she was actually treated like a daughter from the madam at the Glass Unicorn, rather than being enslaved to her. So, because Cinder was never there to, like, find Emerald and Mercury, they just had to continue on their own, and Mercury would have eventually found the bandit tribe, you know? But Emerald, in my mind, would have eventually gotten, like, arrested, you know? She can't run forever. And then she basically would have been enlisted in, like, a police academy. And that's what, she's, like, reformed, basically. So I wanted to go with a kind of militaristic, very uniform style for her. And she looks so good. She looks so pretty and good. I'm so happy with how she turned out. Oh, she's gorgeous. How did Velvet end up in this team, if she's canonically older than the rest? Yeah, I changed a lot of characters' ages around. Like, Talk. A lot of people were like, is Talk really old, or what's happening? I just changed ages. Like, Cinder's supposed to be a lot older than the main cast as well. I just changed ages around because I wanted to play with more characters. So I was like, yeah, screw it. Velvet's the same year as them now because I want to play with these characters. And also having Velvet be a second year didn't change anything in RWBY proper. So I changed things as per my whims so I can play with more action figures. Since we're on Velvet, let's talk about her. So I wanted Velvet's thing is that she throws herself into fights a lot more. Like because she has such a strong semblance and a strong weapon. It's very much like she's like a hero. She does everything she can to, like, put herself in the front lines to make sure because she's so good at it. She has such a good weapon and everything. Rather than the reserved, quiet Velvet, who, like, she doesn't use her weapon a lot because I think the reason they give in the book is that, like, because she uses hard light dust is really expensive and hard to come by, so she doesn't want to use it too often, because then she'll lose her hard light dust. Boring. In my version, she just does it, like, as much as I want her to. So for that reason, I tied her hair up so it doesn't get in her way. And the other big thing was, so Velvet's original design is really good, so it's hard improving on that, but I wanted her to be more armored. So that's what these gold elements are. It's armor, you know? So no matter what, but I wanted it to be armored without constricting, you know? I didn't want to be, like, bogging her down or getting in her way. So then when she, like, it doesn't matter whose, like, fighting style she adapts, she still has free mobility. So I went with these gold armor pieces to, like, be protective of certain spots without getting in her way. So that was Velvet's idea. I also changed her box that she carries her weapon in. It's like a box in the show, and I'm like, just make it a purse. Just make it, like she already carries it around like it's a purse. Just make it a normal purse. Like it doesn't need to be a weird, square, uncomfortable-looking box. Making it a purse would mean it'd be easier to, like, tuck away and fold up and stuff, too, so... Judgmental Critter, Cardin's Reversed Fate, Survivor's Guilt. I don't remember who it was, but someone did realize pretty quickly that characters with reversed fates get new designs. That's the thing. That's why I didn't want to have to redraw every single character to begin with anyways, because that would be a waste of time. They've already drawn all these characters. Like Glinda, Ozpin, Ironwood, all of the Aesops, Summer, Oobleck, Torchwick, you know, there's so many characters. If I sat down and drew them all, it would take forever. But also, this way, at a glance, you can see, like, the updated design. You can see immediately this person has a reversed fate, you know? And also, that means that not everyone's fate has been reversed yet. There are some characters whose reversed fate isn't happening in the story yet. We'll get to them. So then you get to watch as their design will change for their new reversed fate as the story progresses. Cardin's a good example of that. Cardin in the beginning, same as normal. Now, with Volume 2, we're gonna see what his reversed fate was, like, because we already saw how it started happening at the end of Volume 1. So, that's exciting. But what happens when a weapon accidentally mimics the purse? I don't think it can do that. And even if it did, have you seen those videos where someone just, like, smacks a robber with the purse they're trying to steal? Purses are heavy. My purse is heavy. Didn't Cardin die? No. Did you not see at the end credit scene of episode 10, where he's in the hospital? Cardin's sticking around. There's stuff happening with Cardin. And then Ren's thing is very, like, the reverse fate for Ren was that the Nukkalabi never made it to Kuroyuri. So he's kind of like a mayor, like the mayor's son, you know? So I wanted him to be very proper and, like, prim and proper and done up and everything. I wanted him to look kind of regal and stuff. So very much a normal Ren design, but fancy. And then we'll talk more about Ren in a little bit. I got more I could show you later. But then there's Pyrrha. Pyrrha's I wanted her to be very armored. It's very much like, rather than being Pyrrha the celebrity, it's Pyrrha the warrior. So rather than, you know, less fashion, more function. Just all armored, get the hair in a braid so it's not in your way. And that was basically it. Just really armor her up. And I drew her armor this way because I only know one way of drawing armor. And it's this way. I played Fire Emblem Awakening, and if you look at any character from Fire Emblem Awakening, like Stahl's a good one. This is his armor. I played Fire Emblem Awakening, and now every time I draw armor, I just do what Fire Emblem Awakening did, and that's what all my armor looks like. I decided to go with this color because I wanted her to be very like bright, you know, like I'm a bit like a White Knight, but not like Jean White Knight. Like, so I made it this more like subdued kind of cream color instead. I think she turned out really cool, really pretty. But then, what do we got next? Ooh, so yeah, so I didn't want to come up with too many OCs, you know? Like, I wanted to stay within the realm of characters that's in the show as much as possible, as few original characters as needed. But I didn't want Harriet to be a teacher, you know? I have other ideas for Harriet. But, so, instead, I still wanted to be like an Aesop, you know, because the Aesops are Ironwood's teachers in my version. So I was like, I'll do Tortuga. Harriet mentions Tortuga at one point in time. Harriet doesn't mention any specifics about them, so I got to come up with whatever I wanted. I decided, Tally, that's their name, Tally Tortuga. I decided they're non-binary, and this is it. It was fun coming up with an outfit that looks similar to an Aesop's outfit, like I wanted it to match the Aesop's. Here's a fun little detail about Tally's name. Tally... Okay. Raise your hands if you know the movie I'm going to mention. The Wild Thornberrys movie. Did anyone else ever watch the Wild Thornberrys movie? I love it. I think it's great. It is a 10 out of 10 film. I watch it. It has become a new tradition to watch it every year around New Year's. So, I like that movie a lot. Anyway, in that movie, Eliza, the main character of the Wild Thornberrys, there is a cheetah cub named Tally. And that's where I got the name Tally. That is how Tally Tortuga got their name. Tally. I don't know why. It's because I was like, Tortuga. Now I need a name, like a first name for them. And then my brain just kept saying, name them Tally. Like the cheetah. And I was like, yep, Tally Tortuga. That's them. That's their name. Yeah. Smashing. What a treasure. What a delight. Both Mr. Thornberry and also the man who plays him. I don't remember his name right now. Oh, no. Can't remember his name. I'm so bad with names. Okie dokie. And you can also see on here a couple of other things. Ooh, who are these two nerds off to the side? My. It's Yuma and Trifa. So I could work with their crappy PNGs. Tim Curry, thank you. Oh my god, that was going to annoy me. So I was able to work with Yuma and Trifa's crappy PNGs for Volume 1, because they're very minorly in it. So I knew I could get away with it. But for Volume 2 onward, I was like, I really need to get them like full designs. You know, I can't keep working with just the horrible PNGs that aren't even very, like, they're both set at nighttime, so you can't even get, like, a good look at their color palettes, which annoys me. So Yuma has silver eyes in my version. He's had them the whole time. You can see them, but it's hard to notice because his model is so dark and, like, his eyes are so small. So I'm gonna have to, so yep, you get a quick glimpse of what their upcoming models are gonna look like in Volume 2 of Reverse Fates. And this is also the sketch of Tally Tortuga as well, because they were all on the same page. So, yippee! We also get to see more of them. I had to come up with semblances and weapons for them as well, so that's gonna be exciting. I'm super excited about their semblances. Coming up with semblances is fun. So while we're here, we're gonna look at some more, like, sketches versus final pieces. There's no differences between this one. Like, I didn't go in with the mindset of changing anything proportionally. This is a good, like control. Like, to see, like, this is what I drew on the page. This is how, like, the final line art turned out in the end. So we're going to be looking at that because not all of them, most of them stayed the same, but not all of them. For example, here's Ren originally, and you might notice that his hair, way different. Way different. Originally I had his, like, very much how normal Ren's hair is, you know? Like with the loose ponytail and the kind of floppy bangs, and it looks like Ren, I admit, but it just didn't look, it wasn't conveying the, like, proper rich mayor's kid vibe I wanted, you know? So when I was doing the line art, I decided to go back and, like, put his hair, like, nice and tidy, give him a bun. Also, Velvet already had her hair in a loose ponytail like this, and I didn't want them looking too similar to each other, because that's kind of boring. So, jazzed up Ren a little bit, and then Ilya, totally different pose. Like, a totally different pose. A completely different pose from what she ends up being in. And I realized because this pose sucks. This is a terrible, terrible pose. Oh, these, like, writings, these scribbles, it's telling me, like, it's saying, it's tights. Like, yes, no, and then arm sleeves, yes, no. That was telling me what I wanted her winter versus warm weather variations to be, like rolling up the sleeves and getting rid of her tights for the warm variations. That's what these scribbles are. But yeah, this pose sucks. This is one of the worst poses. Like, it's a fine pose the way I drew it. The problem is it sucks for showing off her outfit. You know, her legs are overlapping each other, so you can't see one of her shoes. With her arms in the way, you can't see anything with her, like, top. It's just, it was a dumb pose to go with, because the point is to show off their outfits. Crossing your arms and, like, having one leg tucked behind the other is not going to show off your outfit. So I had to completely redo her, so you can actually see what she looks like. But yeah, I was just, like, crazy. Crazy that I thought this was acceptable. And now we can check out pajamas. I can guarantee already more pajamas are going to be revealed in Volume 2. I'm excited. I love pajamas. This was so much fun. Rubies I wanted to keep the same, you know. You can't see feet. Mostly because I didn't draw feet for these characters. I told you I can't draw shoes. Fun fact, can't draw feet either. So you'll never see a foot in my artwork. It's all just the shape of a sock. So yeah, I wanted Ruby's to stay the same. Like, the pattern on the shirt is slightly different. And also, like, it's roses rather than just spots. But I wanted, like, generally I wanted to keep Ruby the same. Because it's already a very cute outfit, you know? Neo was the funnest thing ever. This gave me life. This added 10 years to my life, giving Neo big crazy bedhead. It's so cute. It was fun. That's also like giant, crazy, too big shirt, too big pajama pants. It's so much like she's so done up normally. Like there's so much care in her outfit. She has all the accessories, all these details. Her hair is perfectly done with the bow. And so I liked the idea that when she isn't, like, done up, she's a whole potato, a whole gremlin, a couch goblin. She's the most comfiest, most casual person in the world. But when she wants to be, she's gonna look beautiful and perfect and like the most prettiest one in the room. Other than that, this. And it was so much fun. She's so cute. Playing around with Mio's designs has been the funnest thing, 100%. I wanted to change Jean a little bit. As you can see, I got rid of his onesie. His onesie, classic, you know, but it's a little too silly. It makes it hard to take Jean seriously, and I wanted my Jean to be taken a little bit more seriously. But I still wanted to keep all the Pumpkin Pete. So, you know, same color range. Pumpkin Pete on his top, Pumpkin Pete slippers, Pumpkin Pete, you know, Jean to his core. I've changed his legs slightly. We'll get to it. There's a couple of designs who I'm working on tweaking their proportions a little bit. I'm working on figuring out how to fix Jean's legs. I might have to just redraw them entirely, because they're a little... He's looking a little bow-legged over there. And then Oscar, it was very important that he has very boring, lame pajamas. He has a matching set. Very lame, boring pajamas. You know, very much like Ozpin bought him these for his birthday or something. like that's what you wear. Then you wear your pajamas and you don't mix and match because they're your pajamas. And it's not just them, because we also got so Weiss's also is the same as her canon outfit. Just because I think it's cute and it's very unique. No one else wears something like this. The most fun thing is drawing Weiss with her hair down, because I like not just like seeing how long her hair gets, but also like these sideburn pieces. They're not sideburns, but like the bits that hang by her ears. Normally they curl, and so having them just like lay flat because she hasn't done her hair yet. Fun little details like that. I live for this. And then there's Penny. So Penny was my favorite one. A lot of people were pleased with the smartass logo on her shirt. I love it. So it hasn't gotten brought up in the show yet. There just hasn't been a lot of opportunities for it to. The gimmick is Penny loves donkeys. She loves donkeys. They're her favorite animal. So she wanted the shirt because it has a donkey on it, and she was willing, like, the smartass comment underneath it was just a side effect of getting a shirt with a donkey on it. And she likes donkeys because she's Pinocchio, and they turn into donkeys when they go to Pleasure Island. Is it so fun? When I can lean into their fairy tale inspirations, I will. I'll try to find ways to lean more into their fairy tale inspirations, and this was one of them. And it's so cute. Also, her socks don't match, because she's just so sweet and innocent, and she wouldn't really care. Look! There's Allison! She's in the chat! Look at her! Look! There she is! Look at that cool kid! She made this whole model, and she's the prettiest, coolest person ever. Allison's here! Yeah! Yeah, Allison! Yeah! I'll link to you. It's not in the description yet, but I will link to you in the description once the stream's over. Everyone tell Allison how cool and beautiful she is. She's like the coolest person ever. Look at how cool she is. Oh, she's so talented. She's like the most talentedest person in the world. Is Penny still a robot? Yes. I think it was kind of clear when I said her eyes change like an aperture to the camera. Yeah, she's still a robot. A fun topic that will get explored more in Volume 2, so that's exciting. And now we're entering a very fun new section. This is, so I mentioned already, I wanted to like update some characters' proportions and stuff. Because when you sit there and you stare at these images for hours and hours and hours while you're editing your 10-episode long miniseries, AU series, you sit there and you realize all the things that you've done wrong and how you should fix them. So, RWBY, this one. That hand is annoying. It is a malnourished mitten that annoyed me. And so I gave her a real hand. This is a pretty minor change, I admit. We're gonna ramp up. You know, we're starting with the most minor of a change, and as we move forward, we'll be going into the more and more extreme changes. So it only gets more exciting from here. But yeah, that hand was annoying me. It's mostly because it's so noticeably different than her other one. Like, if the other one looked the same, then I wouldn't be that bothered. But because this one looks like a real hand and that one doesn't, it was so annoying to me, so I fixed it. The legs look weird. It's her knees. I added knees to everyone, so I would, like, if I had a design where you could see their knees, the knees would already be there. I might need to go and fix that a little bit. So yeah, they're not final. I might go through, like, beyond what I'm showing you now. Like I mentioned, I'm working on figuring out Jean's legs, and there's other characters I might be, like, going through and fiddling with some of their proportions and whatnot. So... But showing you what I've already come up with for Volume 2. So, first, RWBY. Next up, Sun. I mentioned Sun's monstrously too big arm before, so I fixed it. They are now proportionate arms. I fixed it. It is a smaller, better arm that fits the size of his body better. Everyone's been there, though. Posted a picture and realized in retrospect that one eye is higher than the other or something. Constantly. It doesn't matter how much you sit there and stare at it. It's not until after you've posted it for the whole world to see that you'll notice all the discrepancies. I've also changed his tail. It's much more like swoopy. Like, this one's kind of rigid, you know? I made it more like naturally swoosh around him. So, that was a nice little detail. And... boop. Yang. So, Yang. Okay. Hold on. I need some monster. Let me tell you about Yang. Let me tell you about friggin' Yang. I have struggled with drawing Yang throughout this entire process. I normally don't. You know, normally when I draw Yang, everything's fine. For some reason, I have struggled so much with Yang. I don't know if I don't know if it's her hair or what, but something about Yang is throwing me. So her face originally looked different. Like, before the show even started, before I even made Volume 1, her face was different, and I hated it. And then I struggled, and I made this face, you know, and after fiddling with it a bunch, and then I'm like, I still hate this face. So then I made another updated face. It's not this one, because that new updated face, I hated that one too. So then I tried updating it again, and now I've landed on here. The thing is, it's like her cheek and chin is in the wrong spot, and it's just too small in general, I think. So I've updated it to give her more volume to her hair, and also her cheek and chin is more prominent. I might end up hating this as well, who knows? But for some reason, I have only struggled with Yang. Yang has been a constant struggle. Thank you, Alistair. I've been meaning to ask, is Ilya's semblance invisibility, or is that her faunus ability? Okay, yeah, Ilya. It's her faunus ability. She does have a different semblance ability. It just hasn't been revealed yet. It is her faunus ability. That's a topic that will get discussed later. But yeah, it's not, like, faunus sometimes have special abilities, like Ilya, who can turn invisible, and they also have their semblance on top of that. Sometimes faunus have that. Tyrion is also going to be that way. Like, he has a semblance, and also he has his stinger. They're the two different abilities. So, yes. It's her faunus ability It's not her semblance. She has a different semblance. That'll get revealed later. A lot of characters' semblances that didn't get revealed in the first volume are going to get played around with a lot more in the second volume. So that's gonna be exciting. So yeah, Yang's head. Who knows? Maybe I hate this too. I might change it. Who knows? I just update her entire design eventually. Who knows? It struggled with it for some reason. I think it's the hair. I think it's because I think it's the hair, but I don't normally struggle with her hair. Maybe it's the pose she's in? Like the 3/4 turn? I'm not sure. I am not sure, but so Yang has been a struggle for me. Okay. And now, Pyrrha, completely different. Completely different. Completely redrew the whole thing. Redrew the whole girl. She's an entirely different person now. It's the same outfit, as you can see. I just completely updated everything, because I hated this. I hated everything about it. So I was going through and making sure everyone's bodies under their outfits looked fine. So the way their models are done, the way I've done it, they have their bodies on one layer, and then their clothes is basically just a layer that goes over that. And that's how I can, like, change out their outfits easily, like Team Posy's summer variations of their winter outfits. So, something, Picky actually mentioned, Picky left a comment talking about how they mentioned a beach episode. I do want to do a beach episode eventually. So I was like, if I'm gonna do that, I gotta make sure their bodies look good underneath their outfits. So if anything's proportionally weird, I need to fix that. Her whole body was ass. Everything about Pyrrha's model annoyed me. Like, nothing was proportionate right. I didn't like this pose. Like, having her hands in front of her was just weird. The proportions were weird. I didn't like her hair. I didn't like her head shape. I didn't like her face proportions. I didn't like any of it. So I was like, screw it. And then I just did it again and made it better. And now she's a thick, strong Amazon queen with even bigger braid and an adorable face. Look at how freaking cute she is. Infinitely better. Just took this, made it good. And now she's ready for a beach episode. Yeah! So something I've been doing with the writing for Volume 2 is intentionally putting in filler episodes. So with Volume 1, it's very like story. With Volume 2, I'm trying this thing out where I'm intentionally putting in episodes where it's just characters interacting with each other. It's not story-driven. They're not... Like, they might mention important elements of the story, but primarily it's just characters interacting with each other. Because I just want... I've been dabbling with this idea that filler is good for stories. It helps you understand the characters and settings outside of just the plot. So, filler episodes is a thing. Thank you, Funny Giraffe. Do you plan on changing the characters' outfits every 3 volumes, if you ever go this far? I am planning on doing that. Which will be exciting. It's a RWBY classic staple. Every 3 volumes, you get a new outfit. Everyone knows that. I don't know how many volumes there'll be total, but I am planning on I know there'll be more than 3. I know there's at least 4, but probably more than 4. I've planned up to 4, because if I plan further than that, I don't know what's gonna happen. So yeah, filler, yes! Yeah, everyone agrees with me. More filler. To just, like, have the characters just be characters, you know? So we can get more interesting dynamics between the characters. Like, developing their friendships. And so we learn more. And it's fun. Because when it's just plot the whole time, it can be very overwhelming. And also, like, it's limiting for what kind of character interactions you can have. Like, there is cool things you can do. Like, in Volume 1, they go, when they're chasing down Team Boom, and they're at the restaurant, and they're eating their nachos, that's one of my favorite scenes. It's a great, not plot-related scene of them eating their nachos, but you don't always get opportunities like that. And so having more like that, but for a full episode, multiple full episodes throughout the volume, will help make the characters feel more fleshed out, and It'll be fun. So that's what I'm planning for Volume 2. It'll be great. They didn't get to eat their nachos, and that sucks. One of my favorite little details, there's so many little things I love. Like Jean pays for the nachos. like Ruby's dedicated. She's like, oh man, we gotta chase down Team Boom. And then Neo's right behind her, and Jean stops to make sure to pay for the nachos. He doesn't, like, push the bill onto Oscar. So, fun little things like that. And then we get to play around with the characters more. Very exciting. Oh, thanks, George. Am I planning on doing the prom episode? Yes. Yes, oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so excited. And in fact, I'm gonna do a thing. I'm gonna wait for after the OC Animation Challenge to wrap up on the 20th of September. But after that, I'm gonna post a new challenge where I want designs for everyone for the prom. Because if I come up with them, everyone's gonna wear basically the same dress. And I want you all to help me come up with cool prom outfits for everybody. Except for Jean. I already have an idea for Jean, so I will come up with Jean's outfit. But I want everyone else's help to come up with prom outfits. I cannot wait for the prom episodes. I am so excited. I've been waiting to do this plot point for so long. I've been thinking about it for so long. It's gonna be so exciting. I can't wait. Oh my god. The things I have planned for everybody involved, it's gonna be so good. I can't wait. I want to, like, finish writing Volume 2 so we can get to the prom. So, very, very exciting. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. I'm the only one with one eye, sorry. I'm so excited. I can't wait. It's gonna be so exciting. Volume 2 is gonna be so great. So, I'm not gonna rush my way through the volume, but I definitely want to get it done as soon as possible. I want to get into Volume 2 as soon as I can. But yeah, that's the end of my PowerPoint. So that was fun. Yippee! Wahoo! You can't draw. You can still come up with an idea of a design. If you can describe the outfit, that could potentially work too. We'll see. We'll see what I end up doing. But yeah, so, lots of fun things. That was the outfits for Reversed Fates so far. Volume 2 is in production, like the writing. It's being written, which is very exciting. Yeah, I'm gonna have a challenge where you can help me come up with prom outfits for everybody, which will be super cool. October. Every day in the month of October, I am posting a review of RWBY. I'm doing the daily RWBY reviews in October again. Just like I did last year, it'll be great. I'm excited. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And then most importantly, Allison made this amazing model. It's so beautiful. I'm gorgeous. I'm the prettiest person in the world because Allison's so talented and cool. You're all very pretty too. But man, look at me. Look at my big ol' eye. Look at how gorgeous my eye is. Look at my hair. I can't stop looking at me. Ruby-tober, yeah. And it's perfect because Ruby's birthday is October 31st. So it lines up and everything. Yippee! Yeah, it's a short stream this time, sorry. Thanks, Curse Knight. Nice Pyrrha design. Love muscular Amazons. Yeah. I didn't like how skinny her canonical model was. Not that I mind lean, but she didn't look like she was a fighter. I also love your Blake's design. Thank you! I also love Blake's design. I think I really, not to pat my own back, but I really popped off with Blake. Like, I drew her, and then I looked, and I was staring at it, and I was like, yeah, I nailed it. This is the perfect one. Yeah, I also, like, Canon Pyrrha, they made her legs thicker in Volume 9 for Neo's illusions, and I'm like, that's a nice idea. It would have been nice if we would have seen that at all beforehand when she was alive in the show, but whatever, you know. Nothing we can do about it now. But yeah, not the big, thick, strong Amazon woman. Yeah! Yeah! So yeah, I guess that's it for this stream. Oh, it's crazy doing a short one. The new model was a success, Everything worked out perfectly. Who would have guessed? Next week, we're gonna finish up my Nuzlocke with Pokemon Shield version. We'll see how far my Slowpoke Smelly, my Lucario overhyped, and my Thievul, all capital letters, Swiper. We'll see how they all handle the rest of the championship fights and Eternatus, if we make it that far. We'll see how far we go. That'll be next Friday. It'll be very exciting. Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna start playing Fire Emblem Engage. I'm so excited. I've never played Fire Emblem Engage, so we get to experience the story together. Woohoo! So yeah, thanks for hanging out and having fun. It was cool. Oh, overhyping, I'm sorry, the stream is over. You just missed it. I'm so sorry. But yeah, next week we'll finish up the Nuzlocke and then on to more fun things. So this was very exciting. Very, very cool and fun. Thanks everyone who gave super chats. You're all super cool and I appreciate you so much. Make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure, yes, I am a Fire Emblem fan. I didn't play Engage because I thought the main character was very ugly looking, but now I'm like, okay, I'm ready to play it. So I'm excited to see how that turns out. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being cool. You're all fun. Haha. Alright, thanks for everything. This was exciting. Have a good day, stay hydrated. It's becoming fall, and I have fall-themed merch, but it does still get hot in the middle of the day, so make sure you stay hydrated and stay safe. Okie dokie. Bye-bye. What? Thank you, Curse Knight. Can I make a video about how I draw these characters step by step? I can try. You know what, maybe I will, because I gotta draw Yuma and Trifa. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll show you how I do it by showing you how their designs turn out. So, thank you. Thanks for the idea. Alrighty, bye-bye.